Good day, everybody out there in the internet. I'm going to try something a little new that I'm going to do every week if I can help it, where I'm going to tell a songwriting story and pick apart a song that I either wrote or helped write and tell stories about something that happened while we wrote it, maybe how we arrived at some of the conclusions we arrived at if we were writing it or if it was one of my own tunes. So I'll play it a little bit, but more just telling stories. So today I'm going to talk about this song that I have called Hi Doggie on my solo album. It's called Same Damn Thing, and you can find it on Spotify and all streaming platforms. But Hi Doggie, well, the main riff goes like this. I'll include a link to the tune. You can listen to it. But anyways, so I'm going to tell a little story about how that song was written. So that song came to be initially, I had this other tune that ended up kind of being a Dopapod song. It's like a weird little joke song on one of our albums. And it's called Zonk. And it sounds nothing like what I just played. It goes like this. It's like a fun, like Les Paul, Mary Ford country thing. But, so I was taking some Skype lessons with Wayne Krantz, who is one of my heroes on guitar and just creatively and as an improviser and everything. And our first lesson that we had, my first question was that I wanted some songwriting tips and composing or whatever you want to call it. And he was like, well, show me like a germ idea that you have. And what he meant by a germ idea was like a little thing that I don't know how to complete. And I showed him that little figure I just showed you. And he told me to write a B section to it that totally contrasted with it. So if that was happy, make a B section that's sad. If this is up in the higher register of the guitar, the B section should be in the lower register of the guitar. So he told me to go do that. And what I came up with was this. Which went all over the place to the point where I had no idea how I would ever get back into that A section. But I thought it was cool and kind of classical a little bit, and definitely contrasted the sort of countryness of the first section of that song. So I don't even know if I got around to showing it to him. I think we might have moved on to a completely different topic after that. But after those lessons were over, I didn't even end up using that B section in Zonk, in the kind of countryish thing. It didn't even end up in it. So, but I liked the section. I thought it was cool. I wanted it to exist somewhere, but it's not enough of a song on its own to me to like build a song out of it. It seems like the kind of thing that should exist within something else. So it just kind of sat there for a while and I didn't know what to do with it. And then finally, what I decided was that sort of section feels to me like it would be some kind of a variation of something simpler. Even though it's not a variation, that's like the original idea. So I decided I was going to take the theme of, really just the rhythmic theme of bum, 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 and turn it into like a simpler rock riff. And then it would give people the illusion that, and then I would stick that section somewhere in this rock song that I was going to write. And it would give the illusion that the rock song came first and that this thing was actually the variation of that, when in fact it's the other way around. So then I came up with the same rhythmic theme as... There's some continuity there. And I wrote a riff, and I wrote a verse, which was... And, you know, a pre-chorus and a chorus, and we were off to the races. So, as far as I had sections and stuff, and now I needed lyrics because I didn't want it to be an instrumental rock song. I like writing lyrics. It's fun for me. It's funner for me than actually writing instrumental music. So I wanted to write some lyrics, and if you've never seen it, I was really into this movie, The Room, at the time. I actually, right before I started writing this song, I went to like a late night movie showing of The Room, which if you've never heard of it, it's like one of the worst movies ever made. It's so bad that it's like brilliant. And it's made by this guy, Tommy Wiseau, and it's just so funny. And so, it's not meant to be funny, but it's hilarious. And they kind of do like, you know, late night showings at movie theaters where everybody wears costumes and like throws stuff at the screen and everything. It was just great. So, I wanted to write a song about like Tommy Wiseau writing this movie and like desperately like wanting to talk to a like a director or like some sort of a filmmaker or something about like making this movie and like all the ideas that he had. And I also got that from, at the same time this movie came out, The Disaster Artist, which is like a movie that's about, it's like with actors and stuff. It's like a biopic about the making of The Room. So I wanted it to be about that because I thought that was a really funny thing. And I felt like nobody else had written a song about it yet, so it was ripe for picking. So, you know, the lyrics started off with, making a movie all by myself about somebody who wishes he was somebody else. Right now the story's a little slow. I need some conflict so the hero can grow. Would you read my script? I'll only waste your time for a bit. Right? And to be fair, the lyrics are kind of self-referential in actuality because at that same time also, Dopapod wasn't playing. We took a year and a half off and I was terrified. And I decided I was going to make a solo album and didn't know how. And so that's sort of like a way that I could write a song about the situation I was in and how scared I was to make a solo album while not placing it directly on my stuff. And I could make it fun and make it about somebody else and still sort of get it off my chest and write about something that I knew how to write about. So it became that, and we called it Hi Doggie. I actually posted a video of me playing it by myself on Facebook, and I asked, like, who's got ideas for song names? And somebody said Hi Doggie, because there's a line in the movie when Tommy says, Hi Doggie, when he goes to a flower shop and meets this little pug sitting on a table. So, I guess to wrap it up, I finally, I finally had like the chorus and the B section and the A section, and I still needed to figure out how to get this thing to fit in context with it. So I went from that pre-chorus. I decided I wasn't going to go straight to another chorus after that. The chorus was just this with vocals on it. And I sang along with the same riff that was. But I decided I was going to go straight from a pre-chorus to... script. I'll only waste your time for a bit. Can I throw you my pitch? Tell me what you think of it. Now normally that F goes to an A for a chorus, but that F was a perfect way to modulate into a G minor because that original section I had was in G. So that got me into G. Because I love modulations. I don't like everything to be in the same key, a whole tune, for better or worse. classical thing that I really love, where I love when you take a dominant chord and go to a minor chord, and then you turn that minor chord into a dominant chord to go to whatever that dominant chord's one chord is. So it goes from C, F, F dominant to B flat minor. And then that B flat minor goes to F minor. And then I did a little diminished thing. And then this got me. I could just repeat the same theme but in A for a second. And now I'm already back in the key I want to be in to get back to the rest of the tune. And I did this little thing. And then a little wash in E. And I can't stress enough how long it took me to figure that out, because I'm not like I don't have any compositional training, but I wanted to write something that sounded kind of like classical a little bit and had that sort of dramatic motion. But it took me forever to kind of figure out what I wanted to be, but which leads me to another great piece of advice that I got in those lessons with Wayne, where he said, you know, Rob, like, none of this is going to be a masterpiece. Just make a decision and get it done. It doesn't have to be the best decision you've ever made. And I thought that was really good advice. So I just decided on something. There was nothing in there that I thought was the best idea ever. I just decided on things and got it done. Which is what I highly recommend everybody else do. Is just get a song done so that you can get that one done and just move on to the next song. Well, anyways, there's my songwriter story. I'll give you another one next week. Hope you enjoyed it. Have fun. Have a great day. Bye-bye.